The most crucial question facing humanity right now is, how do we save the financial system? For too long, our money has been inflated away, our savings have been depleted by wars, and our assets have become increasingly volatile due to geopolitical conflicts. Investors are losing faith in traditional systems, and for good reason. But imagine if God came down to us to save the financial system, to help us rebuild trust and security. Imagine if God showed up in a cloud of light and offered us a solution to all our financial woes. And this solution was like nothing we had ever seen before, something both revolutionary and eternal. What would God create? What would the blueprint for the perfect money look like? Join me as we delve into this extraordinary tale. We will explore the evolution of money and discover how God's wisdom led to the creation of a currency that redefined value, security, and accessibility. This is the story of Bitcoin, the God coin. Once upon a time, in the history of humanity, trust in the financial system was crumbling. People had tried everything, from commodities to precious metals. Nothing seemed to provide the stability and fairness they craved. Then, one day, gold emerged. It shone brightly, resistant to corrosion, reflecting a timeless beauty that hinted at an enduring value. Humanity decided gold was the answer to their prayers. Gold became the store of value, a symbol of wealth, power, and hope for a stable future. It seemed like the perfect solution until God appeared and asked a simple yet profound question. What do you need to save the financial system? What do you need to create a fair, secure, and transparent store of value? So humanity began to discuss the perfect money with God. They told him about the challenges they faced, the deceptions they had encountered, and the dreams they had for a better future. God listened patiently, absorbing their hopes and concerns. Then he began to share his thoughts, weaving a vision of money like they had never seen before. God said, "Gold is excellent, but it still has weaknesses. It's cumbersome to handle. It's slow, and it's in many ways vulnerable to misuse." And so he began to perfect the concept of gold, adapting it to the needs of the modern world. God perfects gold. The God coin. As God delved deeper into his plan, he saw ways to refine and enhance gold. First, he declared, "Gold is scarce, but not unlimited. I will set a limit. The supply will be absolutely capped. Never more than 21 million. No more inflation, no printing presses destroying value, only 21 million, forever." With this, he laid the foundation for Bitcoin, a digital asset with a finite and transparent supply. Next, he spoke about the limitations of physical gold. Gold is heavy and requires storage. But what if gold were weightless? What if you could hold gold in a digital form that can be transferred instantaneously across the internet? No ships, no banks, just you and your value. Thus, God transformed the essence of gold into a digital form, allowing it to travel at the speed of light. God continued, "Gold is susceptible to counterfeiting and theft. But what if no one could steal or counterfeit gold anymore? What if every transaction were publicly and immutably stored on a global digital ledger? No fraud, no manipulation." Here, God introduced the blockchain, a distributed and tamper-proof record-keeping system that ensured the integrity and transparency of each Bitcoin transaction. Then, God addressed the practical concerns of storing and transferring gold. Third, gold is expensive to store and transfer. I will make it so that it's nearly free and always accessible. No gold vaults will ever be needed again. By harnessing the power of cryptography and peer-to-peer networks, God made it possible for individuals to securely store and transfer Bitcoin without the need for intermediaries. Finally, God revealed the fifth and final improvement. Fifth, and finally, gold is not perfect for a digital future. I will make it digital so that anyone, anywhere in the world, can send and receive Bitcoin. It will exist forever, in a transparent, immutable form. No censorship, no government will ever be able to stop it. In doing so, God made Bitcoin universally accessible, resistant to censorship, and immune to the arbitrary actions of any authority. And so it was. Bitcoin was born, the God coin, the perfect money. Now the question arises, why is Bitcoin the better gold? Why is Bitcoin the perfect store of value for the future? Well, let's find out. Limited supply and deflationary nature gold was always scarce, but humans have always searched for new gold deposits. They've dug it from the earth, developed new methods to extract more. But with Bitcoin, this hunt is over. There is no way to create more. It's capped at 21 million, and that's immutable. In a deflationary world where Bitcoin is the store of value, the value doesn't grow through inflation, but rather through the gradual scarcity of supply. Unlike today's fiat currencies, which can be printed at will, Bitcoin becomes scarcer and thus more valuable. People who hold Bitcoin experience their wealth growing over time, not through the creation of more money, but through the real increase in the value of the stored wealth. Decentralization and independence gold was controlled by states and governments for millennia. It was rare, but never entirely independent of political whims. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is decentralized. There's no central authority deciding how much of it exists or how it behaves. It's managed by thousands of people across the globe in a network of computers. No state, no bank, no king can control or manipulate Bitcoin. It's the first form of money that truly belongs to no one, except those who hold it. Speed and global accessibility gold is physical. It needs to be transported, it takes time, and it costs. It can be stolen, it can lose value. Bitcoin, however, can be used by anyone, anytime, anywhere in the world. You can send Bitcoin instantaneously to someone on the other side of the planet. No customs fees, no banks, no delays. It's the freedom of the digital age. Security and immutability gold can be stolen. It can lose value through counterfeiting. It's vulnerable to theft and can't be fully verified for authenticity. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is absolutely secure. Every transaction is recorded on the blockchain, a transparent, immutable digital ledger. No one can steal a Bitcoin without it being noticed. No one can reverse or counterfeit a Bitcoin transaction. When you own Bitcoin, it's yours, forever. Low costs and sustainability gold requires storage. It needs security. It needs transportation. All of these things cost money. Bitcoin, however, requires no physical storage. It can be stored safely and for free in a digital wallet. It doesn't need expensive security measures, yet it's just as secure as gold, if not more so. The costs of Bitcoin transactions are virtually nil compared to gold storage and bank fees. Bitcoin and the deflationary future. Imagine a future where Bitcoin is the world's primary monetary system. In this future, there are no inflationary fiat currencies, no hyperinflations, no devaluations of money. Bitcoin is the currency you save, the currency you value, the currency you trade. In a deflationary world shaped by Bitcoin, the value of money will always rise. Everyone who holds Bitcoin benefits from the scarcity and the continuous growth in value. There's no need to spend your money just to protect it from inflation. Your wealth simply grows. You can hold it with confidence for years, even decades. Bitcoin will no longer be influenced by political decisions, and it won't be manipulated by global markets. It is the first form of money based on fairness, transparency, and scarcity, and that's exactly why it's the perfect store of value. Final thoughts. The God coin and the future of money. God looked at us when we asked Him for the perfect store of value, and what He gave us was more than just a digital currency. He gave us a vision of a world without inflation, without central control, and without counterfeiting or fraud. And here's the pivotal twist. What if the true God behind the Bitcoin phenomenon wasn't just a metaphysical figure, but someone from our own world? What if Satoshi Nakamoto, the mysterious creator of Bitcoin, embodied the vision of God and gave us this digital God coin? Perhaps it wasn't really God who gave us Bitcoin, but Satoshi, the modern-day prophet and developer, creating a technology that would lead us into a new, more just world of money, a system that could protect us from the mistakes of the past and secure the value of the future. Bitcoin isn't just a technology. It's a revolution that enables us to live in a deflationary world where trust in money is finally restored, and so it shall be, forever. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about Bitcoin and its significance, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with your thoughts on Bitcoin. Do you think it's the perfect money? What do you think of the idea that Satoshi Nakamoto embodies a divine vision? Drop your thoughts below and join the conversation. And remember, the future of money is deflationary, and it's yours to shape. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep holding.